Hi. David said in Psalms 139, in verse 14, he says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. That's a beautiful scripture of thinking about God and what he's did and how he made us. You know, a few years ago, I would say several years ago, it was back in 1995, my wife and I, we took our kids to Wisconsin, okay? She grew up on the shores. Her father was in the Coast Guard, and he was a lighthouse keeper, and they actually lived in a lighthouse there at Three Rivers, Wisconsin. And so as they lived at that lighthouse, we went to the campground that actually that lighthouse sat on. And we were having a good time, and one night we're going out and we're taking a walk, okay? And as we're taking this walk, I pick up a stick and said, well, this is a perfect walking stick. So I took the knife out of my pocket and proceeded to whittle it so that it would be a smooth walking stick. Now, I've used this as an illustration many times in my church. If you haven't heard this before, well, congratulations. It'll be your first time. If you're from my church, you've heard it before, okay? The difference between wisdom and knowledge. Okay, knowledge is knowing how to whittle. Wisdom is not doing it while you're walking down a nature trail. Well, what took place here, I'm going to use my hands here for a second, is that right here, maybe you can see it, okay? Right here, there's a scar. I cut myself. And it, to me, it really wasn't that bad, okay? It really didn't need a stitch. But that night we went down to Lake Michigan as we're sitting on Lake Michigan and looking up and looking at the Milky Way and all the beautiful stars. It was a clear night. I looked at my wife and said, honey, look at this. My thumb wouldn't move past that spot. Matter of fact, it was more like that, okay? You know, it was kind of funny because I was just kind of ignoring it. It healed, okay, everything went down. I just couldn't do this anymore. So what I did, I discovered something. It was kind of a hassle to live without that little tendon there. I just cut right under the skin. Didn't even need a stitch. Just right under that skin, I cut a tendon. And I couldn't do this. Now, it's amazing what that tendon does because, you see, I could not pick up a pencil anymore with my left hand. I could not pick up a piece of paper on the desk with my left hand. I'd have to push it down and pull it up. I discovered something. That little tendon right there in my thumb was a very vital part of my body. There was a lot of things I couldn't do without that little tendon. Okay, I said all that to say this. Isn't it marvelous the way God made us? Every single part of our body was miraculously put together by him for a purpose. I think that's incredible. Don't let anybody ever tell you it was by chance. God designed that tendon in my thumb to pick up paper, pick up pencils, and pick up things off of flat surfaces. Without that tendon, you can't do it. Why? Because God put it there. God bless.